Hey guys, here's one advantage of every tank and support in Overwatch 2. So the powerful thing about D.Va is going to be her high mobility combined with her high up close damage, right? So you can just use your boosters to fly around, maybe peel for your backline or push forward, get onto high ground, or just boost into the enemy and just use those micro missiles and your primary fire to do huge damage. So I know that Doomfist isn't in a great state right now, but the big thing with him really is going to be this mobility as well, right? So you can just dive up there and just punch, just really move around, maybe get into the enemy backline, or just try and play around cover and just not die really. So the best part about Jungle Queen really is going to be a commanding shout, right? So what you can do is when you're in a fight, if you use it, it's going to give you 200 extra health and both your teammates an extra 100. So you can really just use it, give your teammates some extra health, sustain the fight, and also give you a speed boost, lets you push into the enemy backline for using a close range pump. So the best part about Orisa really is going to be her general tankiness, right? It's not really one specific ability, it's just her general ability to stay alive, right? So obviously these bots don't do a lot of damage, but you have a lot of health there, 550, but since a lot of that is armor, that's going to be reducing your damage intake even more. And then Fortify gives you an extra bit of health, and the Javelin Spin lets you block bullets, and Javelin stuns them so that they can't shoot for a bit. It's just a lot. So the big thing with Rhino is going to be this huge 1200 HP shield, right? So since there's only one tank now, and shields got nerfed in general, there's not many shields now, so a 1200 HP barrier, especially this wide, is really going to be powerful here, right? To both give yourself valuable cover as well as your teammates if they can just stay behind it. Obviously you're not going to be able to use it all the time, but it really just gives you a lot of cover, maneuverability, which is good since you can't actually shoot whilst using it. Now what I like with Roadhog is going to be his hook combo, right? So what you can do is you can just hook someone and then shoot them once and they're going to die, right? Even if they might have a bit more health, or if you can't really one-shot them, you hook them, and then say that guy didn't die, if you just punch him afterwards, that's going to be basically a guaranteed kill right there. So Sigma's kind of similar to Orisa in terms of his big thing really being his tankiness, right? But he is slightly different since he does have his shield, which Orisa no longer has, right? And he doesn't quite have as much health due to the lack of armor. But what you can do is you can just alternate between using this shield to soak the damage, and then when maybe it's taken a bit too much, you can take it down and maybe use your kinetic grasp to eat up some bullets, and that's going to give you some extra armor, and then you can use that to soak up some damage, and then just get the shield right back out. Now Winston is actually quite similar to Doomfist in terms of his thing really being his mobility, right, especially with that dive, but I find him better than Doomfist since he also has this bubble which just gives your team so much more cover than Doomfist's tiny block, and you still have that huge mobility to dive into the enemy's backside or onto high. When it comes to Wrecking Ball, you're really just going to be rolling around a lot, right? So it's really just going to be his mobility as well as his 700 health, which is a lot. You're just going to be able to roll around in the enemy, right? Maybe grapple into them, maybe land a pile driver, and just try and really bother the supports in the back. You might not be as much as a frontline tank as some characters like a Reinhardt, but your ability to just disrupt people is going to be really powerful here, right? Now Zarya is very strong at the moment, and this is really going to be down to a huge damage as well as an increase of survivability from Overwatch 1. So you see I'm not doing much damage right now. If I bubble in front of them shooting me, and you see that number in the middle is going to be increasing. And the higher that number goes, it can go up to 100, means you're going to do way more damage. And so if you can just keep that number above 80 by just bubbling yourself, you can get up to 40 per bubble, then you're really just going to be having a huge damage output, and you can just grab the backfire. And now onto the supports, and we're starting off here with Ana. And the big thing with Ana is just going to be the Biotic Grenade, right? So you can throw it on your teammates, give them that bit of healing, and make them get healed quicker from you, right? So you can really use it to keep your teammates alive, use it on a group of people, or just use it on the tank to really increase that healing. You can also throw it into the enemy, and so it's going to give them that crucial purple anti-heal effect, and that they can't get healed by their supports, which is actually really powerful, and it's going to win you a lot of fights. So obviously when it comes to Baptiste, you're looking at his immortality field, right? So what you can do is you can wait until your teammates might get low, or when the enemy uses a big ult, and just throw it down on your teammates, and you see that bar there, that means that they're not going to actually die when they're taking critical damage. And so, obviously, I was a bit slow there, but what you can do is you can just use it to keep your teammates alive and then get that time to heal them right back up. So with Bridge here, it's going to be down to his Inspire healing, right? So, you see when I hit these bombs, you see that yellow aura around me when I hit them, right? So what that's going to do is when you hit people, that's going to be healing you and your teammates in an area around you. And so that's really powerful, especially in brawl comps. If you have, say, a Rhine, you can really just use it to keep your entire team alive just with that consistent area healing. It can also be used to cover a support like Anna in the backline from a flanking hero like a Genji. Similar to Baptiste, Kuriko's thing is really going to be just to protect Suzy, right? So what you can do is you can use it on your teammates. It's not only going to heal them up a bit, right? Like Anna's Biotic Grenade, but it's also going to make them invincible to any damage for a second. And so what you can do is you can use it to save teammates who are on critical health and are about to die. Or use it when there's a big ultimate being used, like a Diva Bomb, a Sigma Flux, or a Junkrat tire. And just try and keep your teammates alive and stop them from taking that damage. And now with Lucio, it comes down to his music, right? So, obviously, you can choose between having a speed boost song or a healing song playing, right? And both of these can be really useful. So a healing song, obviously, you can use it to heal your teammates in an area around you and to keep everyone in the fight, right? But if you're running, say, a brawl comp with a Rhine, or you just want to be diving into the enemy backline or running away from a fight, this speed boost is actually going to be really helpful. And again, say if you have a Rhine, you can just use it, pump it up, and you can just get that Rhine into the fight to get those close range swings with his hammer. Almost done now, and we got Mercy. And the big thing with Mercy is going to be her revive, right? So, what we can do is, if our teammate dies here, right, it's going to be very sad. But luckily we're playing Mercy, and so we can just revive him back up. And so obviously the respawn cooldown is going to be a lot longer on your teammates, and this means that you're just going to be able to get them straight back into the fight, equalize any kills, and it's really just going to win you a lot of fights. So with Moira, you obviously have an orb, right, which can be used to either heal your teammates or damage the enemy. But another really useful part about her kit is going to be this fade, right? So what you can do is you can use it to just fade away from the fight and just get back behind your teammates and get back to healing them. If you're caught out in a bad spot or you're about to get hit with huge damage by an enemy ultimate, then it can really just be used to save your life. And finally we have Zen, and with Zen, the biggest part about him for me is going to be this Discord orb, right? So, normally, killing a bot here will take 5 shots for me to kill, right? But this Discord orb is going to make him take significantly more damage, and so now it only takes 4 hits. And this can be really useful to just burn down enemy tanks, or just pick off people in the backline, and just get a lot more damage and kills.